Hey everyone! Welcome back to another fascinating dive into history. You know how sometimes life feels a little unfair, like no matter what you do, things just don't go your way. Like someone cuts you off in traffic and you just well, you get the idea, it's that burning desire for justice. Turns out people have been wrestling with this feeling of wanting justice, wanting things to be even, for ages. It's a universal human experience. That's where the idea of an eye for an eye comes in. This concept has deep roots in human history. It's one of the oldest legal codes out there, showing up in places like the Code of Hammurabi from ancient Babylon. This code was revolutionary for its time. The basic idea was simple: if you hurt someone, you get hurt in the same way. Seems fair, right? It was all about direct retribution. You break someone's leg, your leg gets broken. The punishment was meant to be a mirror image of the crime. It was all about creating balance, making the punishment fit the crime. This was seen as a way to maintain social order. This system was supposed to stop endless cycles of revenge. It aimed to bring closure and prevent further conflict. No more back-and-forth feuding between families. Ideally, it would lead to a more peaceful society. But here's the thing about an eye for an eye. It had its problems. It wasn't a perfect system by any means. What if the punishment couldn't really fit the crime? Some offenses are just too complex for simple retribution. Like, what if someone stole something or spread nasty rumors? These actions are harmful, but how do you measure the exact retribution? It's hard to figure out an equal punishment for everything. The system struggled with these nuances. Plus, this system could be harsh and unforgiving. There was little room for mercy or understanding. There wasn't much room for understanding why someone might have done something wrong. Compassion and context were often missing from the equation. Fast forward to today, and our legal systems have evolved a lot. Over the years, we've seen significant changes in how justice is administered. We've moved away from that strict eye for an eye mentality, which was more about retribution than anything else. Now the focus is more on rehabilitation, aiming to address the root causes of criminal behavior. The idea is that instead of just punishing someone for what they did, let's try to help them become better members of society. This approach benefits not just the individual, but the community as a whole. Don't get me wrong, we still believe in consequences for actions. Accountability is crucial for maintaining order and justice. But modern law recognizes that people are complex, with various factors influencing their actions. Maybe someone committed a crime because of difficult circumstances in their life, like poverty or addiction. These underlying issues need to be addressed. Rehabilitation means offering things like education, therapy, or job training while someone is in prison. These programs aim to equip individuals with the skills they need to succeed outside. It's about giving people a chance to turn their lives around, providing them with the tools and support they need to make positive changes. Now, let's switch gears a bit and talk about the mind. Because you know what? Our brains are fascinating. And one of the fascinating things about them is how open they are to influence. That's where suggestion comes into play. Suggestion is all about how we can be influenced by others. Think about advertising, for example. Those catchy jingles and those smiling faces in commercials. That's suggestion at work, trying to subtly convince us to buy something. Or think about therapy. A therapist might use suggestion to help someone feel more confident or to change negative thought patterns. Section 4. The echo in our minds, autosuggestion and self-transformation. But here's the coolest part. We can also influence ourselves. We have the power to shape our own thoughts and, in turn, our reality. It's called autosuggestion, and it's basically the power of positive thinking on steroids. By consistently feeding our minds with positive thoughts, we can transform our mindset. Ever heard the phrase, "You are what you think"? This simple yet profound idea is the essence of autosuggestion. That's autosuggestion in a nutshell. It's about consciously choosing to focus on positive thoughts and beliefs. When we repeat positive affirmations to ourselves, we're using autosuggestion to rewire our brains, to believe in ourselves and our abilities. This practice can lead to profound self-transformation. Think about it like this. Imagine your mind is a mirror. It reflects whatever you project onto it. Every time you have a negative thought, it's like you're throwing a little bit of dirt on that mirror. Over time, it can become clouded and distorted. But when you practice autosuggestion, when you flood your mind with positive thoughts and affirmations, it's like you're wiping that mirror clean. You restore clarity and positivity, allowing your true self to shine through. Section 5. From Ancient Laws to Modern Minds, a Tapestry of Influence. So, what have we learned today, folks? Well, we've come a long way from the days of an eye for an eye. Our legal systems are more focused on rehabilitation, recognizing that people can change. And when it comes to our minds, well, we've learned that they're much more malleable than we often realize. Both external suggestions, like advertising, and internal suggestions, like our own thoughts, have a powerful impact on who we are and who we can become.